Raylene,
What?
I was thinking this today. Somebody told me when I was like 10, someday when you're in your 50s, there's going to be a thing called Facebook. And if it stops,
The world stops turning.
shit's going to come unraveled. And
Well, it did for you.
stop it!
You had a literal freaking meltdown.
Stop it!
Oh my God. You were racing from one computer screen to another and then your phone. You went batshit crazy. Just admit it. And I said, JD, it's a US-wide Facebook outage. The
Sit
computer's
down.
not fried. Everything's going to be okay. We have
Sit
other
down,
shit
calm
to deal
down.
with. Yeah.
Raylene, my hands.
We're sweating. You literally showed me that your hands were sweating. I was, are you freaking kidding me?
I thought that, I didn't know if we were hacked. I didn't know
Oh
if.
my gosh. Well, apparently that is what most people thought, that they were hacked. So they panicked thinking that they were hacked. But,
Oh.
I mean, good gracious. Even if you were hacked, what do you have on Facebook that's that sensitive? You got to worry about getting hacked.
Well, no. I mean, I just thought that, we would never be able to log in to Air It Out again.
Well, you just change your password and you start again.
I'm an old man, Raylene. I go into full panic mode on shit like
Oh,
this.
I know. But you go into full panic mode about just about everything.
Where's my bell?
Because you're a drama queen.
Where is the latest on this? Is everything fine? It was a glitch. Do we know what?
Well, that's all they've said is that it was a glitch. I'm sure that they'll never tell us the truth
No.
about what may have happened.
Right.
They just promised people that it had nothing at all to do with Super Tuesday.
What about the Russians?
No, nothing mentioned about them either.
Chinese?
No.
Okay.
No, so far, no secret balloons in the air, no taking down Facebook, none of that stuff so
right.
far. Just a glitch.
We have areas of patchy fog this morning. Otherwise, some clouds, a few showers developing this afternoon, and 53 degrees, Raylene.
All
I
right.
love that. Tonight, rain, 36, and then tomorrow on Thursday, a steady rain, mostly in the morning, off and on showers in the afternoon. May even see some wet snowflakes in the mix tomorrow afternoon. Temp's going to be 38, so a lot cooler than today. As we said, 53 later today for a high, maybe 38 tomorrow. Don't freak out if you see some snowflakes blowing around tomorrow. So
It's bound to happen. Sugar snow,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, of
Bound to
course.
happen. Michael Deering, when he was here with me on Monday, started talking about maybe having the trash cans and recycle bins and this, that, and the other out on the streets and in the parks, and that would be happening soon. But my guess, and I said to him, probably not too soon, though, because the calendar says it.
Right.
We all know. How
Sure.
many times have you had the Easter eggs buried on Easter morning?
Exactly. Exactly.
So
Great point. What I want to know is, and maybe we could call the Department of Public Works or whoever the hell has the street sweeper that goes up and down here. I want to know when the streets are going to.
they've been doing it.
Oh, they have?
Yes.
Okay.
Methodically.
Really?
planned
Good.
out where. I mean, there were a lot of places that still had a lot of mud
Right.
from July
Sure.
and then again in December. And so they have been working on it. They've been sweeping and picking up the mud. And believe it or not, they did do parts of Main Street.
Okay.
But, I mean, don't be an ass. That's what I said about
Right.
that the other day, too, because I know it's dusty and gross, but it is everywhere you go.
Exactly.
Nobody sweeps the highway or the state route 14s, 302s, this, that, and the other.
Sure.
So,
Sure.
yes,
Yeah. Relax.
Right.
Don't panic.
They're getting it done as soon as they can.
thanks for tuning in. It's so nice to be back. You've got Fly on the Wall Productions on Facebook and YouTube and streamed everywhere you get your podcasts. And thanks for checking us out online, too, at airedout.vt.com. Today is Wednesday. That means Delicate Decadence is...
Wednesday meal. Hungarian short ribs with pureed potatoes.
Oh, God.
Garlic potatoes, I believe it was. It looks and smells amazing. I mean, you just walk in there today and you're going to fall right over and be hungry instantly.
I'm sure. 479-7948 is the phone number to call to reserve your dinner tonight. Tim and the gang will make it for you. All you have to do is stop by and pick it up on your way home. But don't call at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon like an asshat and say...
like JD has done before?
And say, can you make me a meal? Do it by what? Noonish.
Noon today, really.
Okay.
If you want a meal tonight, you really should... call by noon today at the very latest.
Okay.
Yeah, and even then, he may be sold out. There's no guarantees.
All right.
Yeah. It's also Wellness Wednesday. Did you know that? Right over here at 23 Summer Street in the Well Space.
I didn't know.
Second floor. All kinds of great stuff going on over there. You can call 802-479-4055 to book the sound healing massage or the myofacial release.
Yes.
I still want to know what that is. I may go over there and check that out. 4:30 to 7, the ear acupuncture, mindfulness meditation, flood counseling, all of those things are always available as well, and they are in a walk-in basis.
And thank you to Washington County Mental Health for being a consistent presenting sponsor with us. Admittedly, I've lost track of how long it's been.
Yes.
But it's been years that they've been with us, and we are so blessed by them. They help out over 5,000 Vermonters every year right here in central Vermont.
They do great
so
work.
many different ways, too.
And it is still on the second floor, so we have to make sure that we, get that point across that they're working downstairs.
that's right.
But everything is there. If you need, there's parking on the bottom, but there's also on the top. And if you're going, they ask that if you are able to walk up the little hill to the side, that you please save the upper spots for people that may not be able to make that trek up the hill.
And they're working so hard on Summer Street there at the Imagination Station, Snoozlin Room, to try to bring that back, which you know how I feel about that place.
I know.
I love it.
Yes.
So they're working.
It's JD's Playhouse.
It is it's a big work in progress.
Maybe we can get something in memory of you over there or something. Like not in memory of, but in dedication of you or something.
Bronze statue?
Oh, God, no.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
I was thinking maybe like a mural of a Oompa on the wall or something.
Patty says JD's back from Wonkaland.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, see, everybody's on the Oompa Loompa thing then today.
But why, though? God, I missed so much. The taco shell opened up.
It did. And yesterday they had their first Taco Tuesday at Wilkins.
Oh, my God.
They'll be doing that every Tuesday at Wilkins. And then they have all kinds of plans to be at different locations throughout the city. Yeah.
Connor Smith is kicking ass.
Mm-hmm. He's done some really great interviews. He did an incredible interview with Freddie LePan.
Oh, God.
And also Patrick Tippett.
I've got some catching up to do for sure.
Yes, you do.
And we're still giving away car washes.
We're giving away car washes.
From
Barb
Rub-a-Dub.
Druge was the winner last week.
Okay.
And the post is up and we're waiting for pictures. And we know that there's plenty of mud out there now. So there's got to be some dirty cars.
Okay. All right.
Have you followed any in?
I've seen some.
Don't take pictures of them again. You'll screw yourself right over.
I won't. Here we are back on North Main Street, and you might be stalked a little bit. There's a guy behind you who keeps coming up behind and what the hell?
Whatever.
What the
Whatever.
hell's going on in there?
We have a phone call to make, but before we do that, I want to make sure that what else happens on Wednesday, JD?
Would be Ladies' Day over at Vermont Quick Lube and Car Wash.
That's right.
Yep. You go in. You do not need an appointment.
No.
The ladies get in there. They say, "Hey, I want
They want to get lubed up.
I want an oil change." I say oil change. You say get lubed up. I don't know what's crawling around inside your head. You like to say lubed up.
It just sounds better.
Oh, and then
Sounds a lot more fun than getting an oil change. Change my oil.
Oh my God!
I don't know if John and Craig agree, but you know.
And then you get a free flower.
Yeah.
You get a carnation, and you get a free car
wash. Yeah.
Just because you're a lady.
Right. And they want to say thank you for all you do every day, all day.
Putting up with assholes.
Like you.
That was beautiful.
Yeah.
That's almost putting a tear in my eye.
I try.
Wait till you hear whose birthday is tomorrow. We won't forget, I promise. But today, Stephanie Dow, Peggy Greenslit Williamson, Lizzie Liz, I love her. I don't know if you know her. She's a great lady. Ed Coburn, let's see, Stephanie Garland, Ashley Lynn, Courtney McAllister, Mike Bilodeau, Patty Anderson, Amanda Daniels, Patrick LaFazzo, Joan Cahill Blondin, and Ashley Roberts.
And Linda Nelson.
Oh, Linda Nelson. Yeah.
Happy birthday to all.
Yes. We're making a phone call right now. But before
Good morning.
There he is right there, Michael Booten.
It's me.
Yes. Listen, what I have to tell you, I've just come back from being away. I'm trying to unpack a suitcase with dirty underwear
And lots of chocolate from the chocolate factory.
chocolate. And can you hear Michael? Okay.
Listen,
No,
I
but
just
I can hear
you
you.
can't. I'll say this. I'm okay with the statue
Yeah.
unless it's a statue of you as an elf. Not okay.
All right. Well, it was going to be a statue of me with my shirt off.
Oompa. It's an Oompa Loompa statue.
Michael.
I continue my comment.
And I say, listen, and I say this to Raylene too. I'm trying to unpack. I got dirty underwear and socks and clothes, and my house is trashed, and I got a lot of shit going on. It can be very overwhelming when you come back from being away. I'm out of touch. I'm out of touch with what's going on with town meeting day yesterday. I admit it. Some people call it town voting day, which is, I think there's one person that calls it that. But for whatever reason,
They come from a different planet.
But it is called town meeting day, and it has been forever. Tell me, both of you, what the hell happened last night?
I'll let Michael
Well,
take it because if I talk, we're going to be in trouble.
Well, I'll say that in Berry City, I do have the numbers in front of me in Berry City. So for Giuliano Ceccanelli, he won over Sarah Hellman. It was about 780 to 492, and it was about the same for for Shelley or for Garrett Grant and Shelley Stevens. There was about a 300 point split on both of them. The budget for the BUSD passed in Berry City, but remember,
Thank God, not in the town.
but remember, and it only passed in Berry City by 2 votes. But remember that it's a combined ballot vote. So in Berry City, it passed by 2 votes, but in Berry Town, it was like 2-1 voting no on the budget. So Berry Town handedly
Saved
said,
the day.
"Listen, you need to go back to the drawing board and try again." And as they did that, they also sent Alice Farrell back to the school board, and they also sent Catherine Whalen to
Thank God.
the school board as well. So, and what's really interesting is that kind of shifts the power balance on the school board. It definitely, it definitely, the dynamics are going to be very interesting. It's not going to be a lot of fun for me because I'm stuck in the middle.
Will it create the smackdown?
No, it's a very much split board, but you know, having a split board is not a bad thing.
So we're not
as
going to
long
have
as-
any apprentice moments.
Oh well, let's hope no apprentice moments. I'm hopeful that we will have a board that comes together and says, okay, listen, we've got a split board here, we have to compromise. And because compromising is really the thing that needs to happen. So yeah, it was a very interesting day yesterday, and not only did it fail in BUSD, budgets around the state were like, you need to go back to the drawing board.
Yep.
And I think it's a sign that people are saying, hey, we're spending way too much on education and
Not getting enough result.
Right. And I think that just people are tapped out. And I also feel that that's probably going to have a negative effect on, other budgets. And that does concern me. We have to realize that, things do need to get done. We need to educate our children. We also need to pave our roads, and that stuff is expensive. And one of the reasons why everything is so expensive is because we put people in office in Montpelier that make things expensive, such as, and we had Gina Galfetti on Monday night. Not Monday. Yeah, Monday night. We had
blown
her on
away
Monday night.
by some of the stuff that she had to tell us.
Exactly. I mean, she made mention of like the
Flavored tobacco.
Right. And she said that it could cost like $40 million in the ed fund, which drives up our taxes. And the desire to make it so that people don't smoke for kids.
Right.
I
Let
get that.
parents be parents and step up and educate their kids, and just educate your kids in school, even if you wanted. When you were in school, did you ever have those? I know we did, and I can't remember. Of course, we had Smokey the Bear, but I can't remember the other one. Like there was some
Dare.
other character, the no smoking, no
Dare.
drugs, huh?
Dare.
Yeah,
Dare.
we had all that, and
Yep.
so whatever.
Officer Whipple. Yeah. I mean, it's tough. I mean, I get the reasoning why they want to do it. It's just one thing that I think politicians have a difficult time understanding is human nature. Everybody seems to think that, this is, whatever.
Well, there's
It's
some
just people
things that
don't
you should
understand it.
govern, and there's lots of things that you
Well,
shouldn't.
It's funny, you get the people that are trying to change the smoking. They're very much anti legislation on morality, but this is kind of like legislation on morality. But
Exactly.
I mean, for me, I don't care because I don't smoke. I
Right.
don't use vapes. It doesn't affect me. But at the
Protects
same
your
time,
pocketbook.
Yeah.
right. At the same time, if it dips into the ed fund, that's going to affect our children. And I and they'll say that, well, it's affecting our children with the vapes. I still think that that's still going to happen. When I was a kid, smoking was illegal, and everybody smoked.
Right.
Exactly. You're gonna get it unless you can completely get rid of it in the United States, and then which case you'll have questions about whether or not we should have smoking safe sites.
Right.
yeah, it was
God,
a
don't even
huge-
go there, Michael. Just
I
don't
know.
go there.
I didn't go there, but it was a huge message to to politicians yesterday, and it was a huge message from the people saying, "Hey, we're tapped out." And I am kind of surprised about Berry City that it wasn't. I guess I shouldn't say. I wasn't sure if we had crossed over what I consider the Montpelier vote, which is it varies. You know, that they just we vote for everything. I was wondering whether or not we crossed over that. And it, as a side note, I think Montpelier's budget failed. I think their school budget failed. But it definitely, we're on the teetering end in Berry City where we could like fall into that Montpelier realm. In the tax base in Berry and the tax base in Montpelier is completely different.
Yeah.
And Berry City can't afford it because we have 50 to 60% rentals, and those people cannot accept another bill that they're already struggling to pay with their rent. And
well, that's what blows my mind, Michael. In a city who is constantly saying we can't afford more, and in a city where we have people all over your butts and up your butts blocking housing opportunities because they're saying they're not affordable enough, but then those same people are voting this kind of crap in.
Yeah.
What is wrong? It blows my mind.
It's contradictory.
Very much. Very much.
I don't know what to say about it.
Yeah, I don't know either. They have to decide what they truly want. And affordability and equity is not what they want.
There's just a shit ton of hypocrisy that's going on too, man.
Yeah. Let's
Michael,
make sure that before you hang up that we do tell what the numbers were in Berrytown for our candidates, though. Catherine and Alice both. So Alice placed the field of 4 candidates vying for a 2-year seat. Whalen secured one of the seats with 980 votes and Farrell the other with 963. Jackie Wheeler finished third with 840, and Maria Richards rounded it with 698. So Alice and Catherine both doing very well in that election.
And I'll say this, another thing that Berrytown said, and I might be wrong on this, but I have a great suspicion that part of those vote counts, who is the lowest on that list?
The Wheeler, Richards.
Was it Wheeler or Richards that said that she wanted to combine the schools?
That she wanted to what?
Combine the schools?
Oh, that I'm not sure. I'm not sure of that.
Because I think that may have played a role. I think that there's, and not that the 2 candidates that did win are not for combining our schools, but I definitely think that they were not as like
vocal.
rah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Whereas I think one of the candidates on the other side, either way, it's going to be interesting. The dynamics of the board are going to change, and both sides are going to have to work together. And if they don't, that's really sad. But we should be able to work together, and I don't know. I really hope that we can work efficiently together. And I guess we'll find out on the next school board meeting.
By the way, Montpelier's school budget failed with 1214 yes and 1507 no.
That's a huge thing in Montpelier.
Yeah.
I mean, Montpelier votes for everything.
Yeah.
Their municipal budget is like $16 million.
Yeah.
That's insanity. It's not insanity, but it's way bigger than ours.
And the city budget passed I don't know if you have the numbers, but 1935 yes to 771 no. So
yeah, that's really interesting. it really does state something about the education system in Vermont. People want change. And I don't know if it's in Berry City, I don't know if it was as much as the change as Berrytown. Obviously Berrytown wanted some significant change. So we'll see what happens.
Because we need significant change.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. We need
I wore my
systemic
smiley
change.
sweatshirt today, Michael. I know you
Oh, you
can't
did?
see me. I wore it because I figured that was the only thing going to be smiling today was my shirt.
It's not having any effect on her,
No,
by
I
the way.
thought maybe it would help me a little bit, but so far it's a no-go. I'm
can
still
I-
a little bit bitter and pissy.
Hey, Michael.
I do want to say something.
Yeah.
I worked the booth or the polls yesterday,
All
which I
day.
usually do, and I worked it from 6 to 9.
Wow.
But I was checking people in, and I I was being chatty with people, and if anybody was offended by my chattiness, it was just me trying to connect with folks on just trying to we all live together in this city, and if I said something that was inappropriate or whatever, or not inappropriate, because I don't think I said anything inappropriate, but if I said something that if it made you upset, I do apologize, because I was just like,
Right, you're just
somebody
trying to
would
make
come in.
casual conversation
Right.
in a place where there's sometimes some tense and grumpy moments.
Exactly.
That's
And
it.
and I was yeah, there was I had there was one case where I was talking to somebody and they were very unhappy with
What you
my
said.
comment. Yeah.
Michael, you got to walk around with a disclaimer T-shirt on.
I probably should. I mean, it wasn't bad, and it was interesting. Like I was, just I was talking about pronunciation of something, and it was
It went sideways quick.
It did, and I think it was taken as like I was criticizing, but I wasn't. I was actually.
If you want to have a,
You mean they haven't
complimenting.
sat around the April table before to know
No.
that the battle of the Tremont?
Yes, no, it was. I think. Yeah,
I mean,
know.
if you want to have a real good fight about stuff like this, just talk to Sherilyn about boot and bonnet and aerial and windscreen and oregano instead of oregano and tomato and tomato.
Oregano. Oh well, aluminum.
Aluminium. Yeah.
Aluminium.
Don't say aluminum. Don't say aluminum.
Well, it's aluminum. I live in America. It's
Thank you.
Aluminum.
Thank you. Jack McCullough won another term, by the way,
And who's
in
he?
Montpelier, the incumbent mayor.
You want to hear the numbers on the big ticket?
Yes, please.
Aren't you excited about it?
No.
Please.
No. All right. So the big ticket is the Trump versus Nikki Haley
Yeah.
in Berry City. Donald Trump did win 365 to 291. So what you had a lot of were people that were just disenfranchised with both parties and thinking, hey, you know what? I can live with Nikki, and I can't live with Walter or Orange Man. And and people that don't know who Walter is, Google Walter Jeff Dunham, and then you'll look at it and you're like, oh my goodness, that's Joe Biden.
Yeah.
And Orange Man, I mean, it's obvious, who Orange Man is.
Right.
But
Super Tuesday was hot, and there were some states where folks don't have much left in the fingernail department, but Nikki Haley is she's suspended her campaign.
I know.
So
I'm still hopeful that she gets second ticket on the Trump train, but I don't know if he'll pick her. I think that would be a wise decision, and like half of the Republicans and that are listening to this immediately said Michael's dumb. That's okay.
I think so. My son I'm not going to. My son sent me a message this morning with the picture of the entire United States with all the different states, and everybody's in red except Vermont. You know, they're orange for
Yeah.
Haley. And he's like, Mom, this is embarrassing. That's what he said to me this morning.
Really?
Yeah, he was super disappointed.
Because we went with Nikki Haley.
Yep.
So I don't understand the hatred for her, and I just, and I'm super pro Israel, and she was phenomenal as our representative in the Moise Isleys of organizations, the UN. I mean, villainy beyond all comprehension in that organization. But I mean, she was phenomenal in that position, and I think a lot of people demonize her that don't. I really think people need to like just step back and just think about the demonization of people that are not fully hardcore right or left.
Did you get a chance to hear Trump attack her in an interview right after North Carolina yesterday?
I did not, but Trump attacks everybody. It's
Right.
who Trump is. I mean,
Right.
it's one of those things that you love him or hate him for it. It's the crazy old uncle at your house that you love him, but man, sometimes you just wish you'd stop talking.
Right.
That's what I get a
Yeah.
lot
Yeah.
in my family. But I think that, and at the end of the day, those two will kiss and make up. They just will, because that's how it works. I mean, it's Trump's way of winning, and he does a really good job with it. He does a really good job.
Oh, he's very good at pissing people
Yeah.
off, for sure.
yeah.
We're one step closer to a November rematch between Biden and Trump now. It's going to be...
It's frightening. It
interesting.
scares the shit out of me.
Me too.
See,
Me too.
And you know what scares me about it is that either way,
That we'll have Biden again for another too long.
Yeah, I'm not overly excited about that. But what scares me the most, though, is that no matter who wins, half of the country is going to be so angry, and we're going to be like we're pushing like really critical mass in the United States, and we have to be really careful, and we really have to like look at people that are in the center
Twisted.
and not hate them.
Twisted.
Yeah,
Chris Massey just posted the... Did you see what he just
yeah.
wrote?
Wheelchair jousting.
Oh man, that's great.
Yeah.
Yes. We will need wheelchair jousting for sure.
Oh my God.
There's no doubt about that.
Well, listen, it's I think agreed. It's the rematch that nobody wanted.
No.
No, but you know what would be nice though, and this isn't going to happen because Biden is absolutely not going to do it. I would love to see a debate between those two. Oh my goodness, he will not do it though. My guess is he will not do that, which is unfortunate because he should.
And so this is where I stand on that. So I've watched school board meetings.
Yep.
And I've watched both Trump and Biden,
Yep.
and their debate would be the equivalent of a school board meeting for me. Just saying.
Except for it would be entertaining. It's not entertaining for school board.
Well,
At least
sometimes.
not for me.
No, it's not entertaining. It's just other things.
When
at
is
times.
the Michael? I want to thank you and Michael Deering for helping out. And well, I was away and coming in here and grabbing the microphone and doing your thing. which you guys do so well. Both
And he hasn't watched any of the shows, Michael, so he doesn't know all the things that we said about him yet.
Actually, actually, I caught a few seconds of one of the it was when he was in here in the morning.
Oh, so when he was pretending to be you,
Yes.
he got stung by bees and
Yes.
swelled up and all of that.
I saw a little bit of
Oh,
that.
yeah.
I saw a little bit of
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But when's the next city council meeting, and where do we go from here with the city council? What the hell's going on? What are the big ticket items?
So the thing that we're finally going to focus on is those buyouts. I'm just going to say, I asked to put it on the agenda because we just have to start moving and give people closure.
Okay.
We can't wait. It's the position of the politicians of making sure that we don't that we move things forward, and it's not necessarily the city's move to make risks, right? Because the city side, like the staff, they have to protect the city as a whole, but the politicians are the ones that make all the make things blow up, right?
Sure.
And I just seeing that we just weren't moving. I asked to put it on the agenda, and it sparked a lot of like looking into it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the reason why we're probably going to put out there the Wabi Park, because we're going to probably move the Wabi Park to the flood area so that we can be flood resilient. And then Wabi Park is probably going to be offered out just like North Seminary was. And that is a direct result of me
Mm-hmm.
making a comment to go after options. And we did that, and on top of the options, right? Like, not only did that benefit in that way to create that potential, but when staff went to one of the property owners down there, the property owner said, yeah, you can have options on this because it was within the floodplain, and you can have options on this property too, which just increases our flood resiliency because it wasn't on the buyout list. And it needs, that kind of stuff needs to happen.
Yeah.
And again, I'll just plug myself here. There's a reason why you should vote for people that have some experience in this.
Yeah.
Were
you impressed by the turnout yesterday up at the polls?
No.
I was at Barrytown when I mean, they literally packed.
Yeah, it was not. The grand total was like 12 or 1,300, maybe 1,400 in Berry
sad.
City.
Very sad.
It really is, and people need to understand that these have. Well, I mean, I don't want to say gross, but it has an impact. It has a huge impact, especially when you're trying to get that average person. Like, I don't think enough blue collar people are voting in Berry City. I think that there's a huge disenfranchisement of people that are just.
But there are plenty of them bitching.
Yeah.
On a daily. That's what pisses me off.
There's way too much bitching and not enough voting, Michael.
I would agree with that, but we just need to encourage people to vote, and absentee ballots are amazing, and you can just get an absentee ballot. Email Carol, and she'll be setting you up with an absentee ballot, and I will go pick it up for you. Raylene will pick it up for you. Any JP, anyone, you can send it in with somebody. And if you don't want me to pick it up, I'll give you a stamp. and you can
Yeah.
mail it in,
Right.
right?
Right.
It's really important. And I just, we got to get people to do absentee that are not your traditional voters.
I want all of the people, and I know, I'll wait until you hang up.
Okay. I appreciate you not getting me into trouble.
Well, I mean, I think I'm gonna kind of bite my.
You're gonna
tongue
wait
here.
until he hangs up.
I'm gonna wait.
I appreciate that. I don't need any controversy. I've got plenty of controversy coming in the next couple weeks. I'd prefer not to have any more.
Can I ask you? Can I ask both of you a question? I heard a rumor while I was away
Rumor has it. Oh, sorry. What?
that UVM did a logo rebranding
Yes, they did.
and paid like $145,000 and worse. They went with a rebranding company that's not in the state of Vermont.
Yes.
Ooh, that's like the granite bollards at the Spalding High School, like a couple years ago. They were like, "Oh, let's go get granite from China." Probably shouldn't do that, and they found out really quick they shouldn't do that. People were infuriated, but
We're wasting $145,000, and I don't know that number may not be right. That's what I heard. I don't know. I haven't.
but it is
I haven't read the story.
I mean, it's a private organization. I mean, they certainly have every right to. They probably did an RFP. Those people came in the cheapest, and that, quite frankly, I get it. Although,
But does it
$100,000
cost that much? Does it cost that much money?
Cost me $20 for the Barry Beat.
I'll redo their logo. I'll outbid you. I'll do it for 19.
You'll do it for 19.
I'll do it for 19 right
Yeah,
now.
the person
gosh.
I did, he was talented.
Well,
Michael, so we have a comment. Judy wants to know, or she would like to see a count by ward. Will that ever be available?
Yes. And Judy, and at the participation, once that is presented, because I usually get those, it takes about a month.
Mm-hmm.
But once that is given to me, just send me an email.
Well,
About-
we can share it on the Barry Beat, and we can maybe get the info out there so others can see as well.
Okay.
Correct?
Yeah, you can just remind me.
Yeah, I will.
Just remind me, because in about a month and a half, I'll have the participation numbers, and I'll be able to tell you based on how many people voted in each ward.
Okay. Perfect.
and Michael,
and-
thanks for hopping on with us, man.
Hey, not a problem. Anytime. Well,
Have
that's
a
not
good
true.
day.
Not every time.
We love you,
All
buddy.
right. Yeah, you too.
And again, I just want to thank Michael Deering also for coming in here and sharing a microphone too.
Yeah, it was really good of them, and I mean, it makes things easier for me because I won't sit over there and do that all by myself. I won't. Although I did for one show. I don't know if you got to see, but I did my It's No Secret all by myself.
Yeah.
I didn't have a guest, but I felt that I needed to talk about what happened in the case where Benjamin Wader was charged with the death of. Not even charged
I was
with the
gonna
death
say, not
of
even
Tyler.
charged.
No,
Slapped on the-
he was
slapped on the wrist.
Exactly, he was death resulting. But anyways, that whole bullshit thing.
Yeah.
I really wanted to talk about it, and I just chose to say, screw it. I'm just going to use my phone and go live and do it anyway. And I was going to do it with the computer as well, but we were still having troubles at that time.
And why were we having troubles at that time? What was?
Well, the asshat that's currently sitting behind the computer pushed the wrong button before he left for 10 days. And I think it was sabotage. Personally, I think that you did on purpose, thinking, no, if I can't do a show, nobody's going to. But thank God we have Michael Booten, who came in sat down at that chair, pretending to be JD stung by a bee, all swelled up, and looked down and said, "Oh, ding, done."
Half a second.
Oh, everything was fixed, just like that.
Am I going to get a bill?
He was like my hero. Yeah. You're going to get a bill, a big one too. A big one.
Anyway,
But anyways, so I was super grateful for them to be willing to come in, especially because I did have a couple of guests scheduled, and they were shows that I still want to do.
Yeah.
They were a couple of people from the North End.
Yes.
That really wanted to talk about where they're still at, what they've gone through, what's going on.
Exactly. So important.
Yes, but
We're not going to let that die.
no, we absolutely will not. We want them to have a time and a place to be able to really, truly put their voice out there. So anyways, they started with their kids having COVID, and then they got COVID. And so
Yeah.
it kind of blew that all out of the water, and that was unable to happen. So we didn't do nearly as many shows as I would have liked to.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a box of those open already.
Sorry, I would just want to go ahead. Finish your thought.
Good gracious. He drives me crazy. He's like a kid. There's already a box
Goddamn
open.
rubber band,
There's already a
Raylene.
box open, but he's going to open another. Oh,
But anyway, you had some people.
I did. I had
canceled.
some people that had our back, just like always. And that's why I love them so much.
And we had part of our team come in and help out. Booton, Deering, Lori Shepard was on last night.
Mm-hmm.
She's got so much going on the Four Quarters
Yes,
podcast.
she does. And it was Will's birthday last night.
35.
That's right. 35.
See?
Yep.
I watched the damn show.
You
Raylene.
did. Yeah.
Happy birthday, Wheels. Those ladies kick ass. I love them. I adore them. Maybe someday I'll be lucky enough to sit down and share a microphone with them. They're not going to be lucky. I'll be lucky. I want to ask you about Joe's Pond Ice Out. I mean, there's lots of things I wanted to.
Well, they're selling tickets, and you can get them right here in the city at Denty's. So if you
Really?
if you want the Ice Out tickets, you can get them here right at Denty's, just down the road on North Main Street. And
For $1.
Yes, and they also have Ice Out tickets for Lotus Lake that they're selling in Williamstown.
Didn't know that.
So you can get those at the Historical Society and a couple of other places too. I'll have to reach out to
Really?
Pearl Butler and find out exactly where. But I'm assuming that both of those places are gonna. If you're gonna get your tickets, you better get them quickly.
So the ice hasn't gone out on Joe's Pond
No,
yet.
not yet.
You know, last year they sold 11,000 $1
I'm not
tickets.
surprised at all. Yeah, I'm not
11,000.
surprised at all.
All right, so it hasn't gone out yet. All right, hurry the hell up. Get on it.
Yeah.
It's going to go early, Raylene. I think last year it was like at the beginning of just after the first week of April.
Well,
I
and we're
think-
going to have a really warm week. Yeah, I mean, it's warm right now.
Yeah.
Warmer than normal. And
Right.
next week's going to be the same. And next week, we're actually, well, as of the moment, who
Yeah.
knows with the weather. But as of right now, we're going to have some even sunshine next week.
I know.
So,
I went by Lake Maury. Mm-hmm. All water.
yeah.
Well, 90% of it was water. I think they made a good call to not do the fishing derby.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
I mean, they canceled the fishing derby, and then a week later, it's all water. I mean, it was a good decision.
Absolutely, Patty. Be Tyler's voice. Always. We will be at the courthouse for the next court date. I've posted that. We'll be there with our justice for Tyler's signs, and I will not let this rest.
Good.
Absolutely not.
Tell me about yesterday, I want to thank one of our presenting sponsors, Optical Expressions. Will came in here. He's been on the air with us in the past.
Yes, he has.
Came in here.
Great guy.
You guys had a great show.
He's a great guy. They have a lot of information. We get to talk a lot about their beautiful new space, but we also talked more importantly about the eclipse and protecting your eyes and the specific glasses that you do need in order to view the dangers of getting glasses that are from the dollar store, Amazon, other places, or places that are giving them away for free and they've mass amounts of them, because these glasses are truly, they're not cheap. So they range between $10 and $15 a pair for the glasses that you need to view safely the eclipse. And there's a couple of websites which he mentioned, and I'm going to get all of those posted today, actually, because he emailed me with them all. But that tell you what exactly you need. It's printed right on the arm of the glasses, on the inside of the arm of the glasses. There's a whole list of where you can get them from, what types, what kinds, whatever. And so
this is like
if they're
serious
giving
shit,
right,
man.
and so if you know somebody that's giving out 2, 3, 4, 5,000 pair of free glasses, just make sure that they have the proper safety information on the inside of them on the arm, because obviously at $10 to $15 a piece, that many glasses would cost a whole lot of money. And so just be sure that you're looking and checking, because you really do have to be safe when it comes to that. And that I, of all people, am super protective of my eyes now, especially that I've lost one. I have vision in only my left eye now. I see only shadows out of my right eye.
Yep.
I've had to have my retina replaced, all kinds of troubles. I have to go for injections every week. And I mean, it's a nightmare. And when shit goes sideways with your eyes, that takes a lot away from you. You can learn how to walk again, just like I did. You can learn how to use crutches, a wheelchair. There are all kinds of things that you can still live your life with.
Right.
But being blind is not so easy. You can still do it, of course. I'm absolutely not saying that at all. But it's a lot tougher, and you need a lot more help from a lot of other people. And if you don't, and that help is hard to get sometimes. That's all I'm saying. Just be careful.
I've heard, maybe you have, I'm sure others have.
You don't need, all you need is a pair of fucking sunglasses.
Yeah, not true at all.
There's just people trying to make money. You don't need it.
I got a friend who's a welder, and he's like, I'm just going to wear my welding mask. I don't need it. There's still, what is, I don't know, Will says, what he calls it, radiation or whatever that makes its way around there. So when you're looking right at the sun, even though the moon is covering it, most of it. Why are you smiling at me? Because I don't know what I'm talking about?
No, not at all.
I'm just saying, we're not radiation.
No, I'm not smiling even at you.
Ultraviolet, UV, whatever the fuck is that.
Yeah. I'm going to behave myself for the moment. I'm just scrolling through the comments, making sure that we aren't missing anything.
Wow.
But today, Darcy lets us know, and yes, and I feel horrible that I did not post this morning yet. But today is Black Balloon Day, and you release the black balloons for people lost to addiction, or you can just, display one. And some people also, you tie them to your porch, kind of like they used to tie the yellow ribbons.
Yeah.
Same sort of thing.
Yeah. Thanks for the reminder, Darcy.
Yes, thank you.
Let's mention Harrington's Food and Fuel because this is also something that went down while I was away. They are now a sponsor of ours, which I think is freaking awesome.
It is awesome.
Breakfast sandwiches, burritos. I'm just looking at the list here. Donuts, cinnamon buns, wings, ranch day.
That was yesterday. Today they have lasagna is the lunch special. And let's just say that, so Pam and Ryan were longtime employees of Mr. Z's.
Right.
And Mike graciously let them take over some of the recipes and bring stuff with them in the transition, and was so proud of them for venturing out and buying this store. And so they plan to bring a lot of, history
Yeah.
back into and a lot of what is loved and missed greatly in
Yeah.
the city back up there to that store. And the lasagna is nothing short of that. The pizza is nothing short of that. And then we can't forget the ranch.
Yeah. The ranch.
The ranch. That's right. And so super proud of them.
Yeah.
Super happy for them. I used to babysit Ryan when he was just like literally baby diapers, baby.
You were changing his diaper?
Him and his brother Mike, who you also know is the drummer of the Bearded Belligerents.
Right.
So that's Ryan's brother.
So you could say, I've cleaned you up after you shat yourself.
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I could probably say that. Yeah.
Sandwiches, salads, burgers. What else is on the menu over there? Just my God,
You
everything.
name it. And they have the baked goods by Ms. Martell,
Oh, my
the
God.
cookies and bars. So you can grab a dessert on the way home, or maybe your 3:00 pick me up snack. They have in the morning. They have the cinnamon buns and homemade donuts from Danelle LaFleur, made by Mimi. They're just kicking it off hard there, and they're really trying to stay very much community. They teamed up with some
Well, they
other
will.
local small business and said, join us in our adventure. And that's what we love to do. That's what we love about it, is
Yeah.
that's what they've done, is said, let's roll with this together.
Yeah.
And that's our favorite part, I think, because that's what you and I try to do.
Yeah. Pam and Ryan are going to be the face when you walk through the door, and
Literally. And their little guy Pax. So Pax, their son Paxton, he works the register. He's cute as heck. He loves to wait on people. He's very into what's going on there at the store, which is absolutely, they're homeschooled.
Yep.
They all work there together. The mom and dad are there, and they make it all work. It's pretty awesome.
and they will. They'll continue to.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
It's exciting as hell. While I was away, I met a lot of people and experienced a lot of different things in life, and got to have some amazing conversations with lots of different people from all walks of life, and frankly, different countries. Hung out with this one guy from Indonesia, and he was telling me about all these recipes, and oh my God, the food, and folks from Cuba, and just a lot of talk about food, but a lot of great conversations about life and loss and what people have gone through, and tsunamis, and just it's incredible to break out of the bubble and go somewhere where you can meet folks from other parts of the world, and they can share their experiences with you and their stories and what they do and how they provide for their families, what they've overcome, and what they're facing, what's in front of them, and to see their attitudes. And I think that was probably one of the biggest takeaways of getting away, was the experience of other people, one of which, the number one moment for me. I think with regard to meeting other people, I looked up and I saw this guy that had a World War II hat on,
Oh, wow. Yep.
and he had a walker, and he was walking, and he'd sit down every now and then and take a rest, and I'm like, I got to bring Lily over and introduce her to him, and I did, and we ended up chatting for a little while. And Sherilyn too. He was in the Navy, and he's 98 years old,
Wow. Wow.
still walking,
Yep.
sharp as a damn tack. Hearing is great, eyesight great. Attitude was just amazing. He was like, "Hello there, young lady," and talking to Lily, and aren't you a little princess, and blah blah blah. And I was speechless at first, and then I went on a tear, and I was like, we don't have many of you left. And he says, "Oh, I know." And I said, "What you went through?" And I told him I'm watching the Netflix documentary of World War II, and seeing what you guys went through when you were in your late teens and early 20s. You are an absolute badass. And he's like, "Well, not anymore." And I'm like, "Oh, yes, you are. Oh, yes, you are." And I said,
Yeah.
Lily, this guy right here is an absolute hero. And I mean, those are the real rock stars, man. What they went through is, I don't know, just
Yeah.
So I wanted to say that on the air. Also wanted to say I stopped off in at a place called Stu Leonard's, and I don't know if you've ever heard of Stu Leonard's.
I have not.
But what an experience it was. And I'm going to show you on the screen something that I saw on the monitor here, and you're probably going to be like, "Oh, JD, how many gallons of that did you buy?" This stuff. Stu's Shamrock Milk. Mint flavored milk.
I don't
right
know
there.
about that. Maybe to put in some hot cocoa. Because I like mint hot chocolate.
Raylene, I'm just telling you.
But not to drink a whole glass of mint milk. I don't know about that.
Here's the thing, though. It's like everywhere in the Stu Leonard's. They got these people set up, like over at Costco and BJ's, they're doing the samples. Mm-hmm. They're standing there in front of, and they're pouring it, and now
I'm with you, Glenn.
What? What's Glenn?
Gag.
Glenn,
Gag.
are you serious, Bob?
Maybe in some hot chocolate. Mint hot chocolate is good, but I don't know. That just...
Oh, Shamrock.
You probably
milk.
drink Dr. McGillicuddy's straight up too.
No,
wouldn't you?
I'm not. No, I don't. It's really.
There's
don't.
nothing good about the doctor. I'm telling you
Yeah,
right
I-
now.
I-
Nothing good ever comes from the doctor.
Yeah, the last time I had it, it was like cough syrup. I wasn't a fan. I don't know. I'm not a big drinker, anyways. But anyway, thank you, Raylene, for everything. Are we pretty much wrapped here?
I think we're wrapped up.
I mean, I know
For today,
I know,
anyway.
Yeah, for today anyway. I know today is my first day back. Our first day back together on the air.
Yeah.
We have a shit ton of catching up to do
Yes, we do.
off the air and on the air.
Yes,
and
we do.
I've got to reacclimate to things here and just get caught up on everything that's going on. But and who's going to come on the show? My God, it's like.
Right. Who's coming on? What's going on? There's definitely a lot of stuff happening. And I mean, it's spring. We're gearing up and stuff is starting to happen all over. We have the Brittany Burt Memorial
Oh, my God.
bingo game coming up in a couple of weeks on the 17th. That's going on over at the Den. We have the Chamber Mixer coming up on the 14th. That is
posted
right
that up
at
yesterday.
the Central Vermont Chamber of Commerce. And the proceeds to that 50/50 go to the Veterans Place, also near and dear to our heart. I just dropped off the meal on Sunday to those guys over there.
What was it?
And I laughed so hard because I brought beans and franks.
Oh,
And so they were so excited to have beans and franks. And I just did this huge pan of beans with 40 franks in it. And yes, well, there's 20 guys. You need 40 franks, 2 each, right? Even though there's a pot of beans. And then I did coleslaw, cornbread, and cupcakes. And they were like delighted, just so happy.
of course.
I'm going to do it once a month until we're at least once a month, but I want to do it once a month until we're not doing it anymore. But yeah, it was great. And I got to meet Bob. Bob's been there, a resident there for a little while. He's an older guy. He came right up with the cart and took all the food down to the elevator, and just a really nice guy. He's the guy on the picture, actually.
Wow.
That they have for the Veterans Place and the meal train right now. And it was great. And we met another guy at the door. He came right out and helped. And it just, that kind of stuff makes me feel good.
Yeah.
Because they need us.
Sure, of course they do. Of course they do.
Yeah.
So great. So listen, today's what now? Wednesday.
It is Wednesday.
Get over to Vermont Quick Lube, ladies. Get your car wash and your flour for free.
Call Wellness Wednesday if you want a massage. There's some little flies in
They're
here.
little gnats.
So they weren't here until you came. I'm just telling you right now that these were not here at all for the last 13 days.
Yes,
And
thanks.
now
Thanks,
they're
Raylene.
flying all over the friggin' place.
Great.
Call over to Washington County Mental Health for Wellness Wednesday. Book your appointment there. Call and get your meal.
4:30.
For Wednesday meal
Yeah.
over at Delicate Decadence.
Right.
And also, just so you know, I haven't created the ad yet, but it's in the works, getting it done. The next class for Giroux General Transport is going to start on April 15th. Spoke with Tracy yesterday. Their class started, this round's class started on the 4th, but the next class will start on April 15th. We'll get all that information out because all kinds of funding opportunities again
Get your,
to help
your
with that.
Yeah.
So yeah, just so much. There's so much.
Woo.
Leaving the polls behind, and you're back, and we're gonna get back on the grind.
All right. Don't forget, again, rain showers today, 36 is the low. The daytime high is 53. Yeah, 53.
Yeah.
And then it looks like it's going to be wet here for a couple of days. Friday and maybe Saturday, some sunshine. But
Patty's daughter came from the doctor, a result of the doctor. Rosemary and Charlie apparently are fans of the doctor. Look at all your mid heroes coming in here to save you. Jeez.
see what happens?
Oh, and Chuck's son was also a product of the doctor. Good Lord.
Speaking of stuff, are we off the air?
Yeah. Did you get it right?
Yeah.
You did? That's the right button. Have you forgotten?
Yeah, we're off. Chucks. Well, we wanted to say that.
You're chilling.